for a few days, so.
It's 5:31, we'll call the meeting to order. I forgot to print out extra agendas, so
Oh,
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Do we happen to have minutes from,
We didn't send them to you?
I don't remember seeing
she
them.
got
I'm so sorry. All right,
I don't-
can we do them at the next one?
yep.
I'm
All right,
sorry.
so call to order, we'll the quorum.
Shoot.
Ariel's here, I'm here, Wendy's here. We have our quorum, we're good. We have visitors. You guys bought on Saddleback, right?
Yes.
Just recently.
Yeah.
Tommy,
Like a year ago, yeah.
Yeah.
You remember.
I'm getting there. And you guys are,
Mark and Stephanie Ramirez, we live in Country Walk.
oh, yeah, on Country Walk?
Yeah,
Okay, where?
3498,
3498.
either the first house on the left or the last house as you exit off
Oh,
Mac.
okay, yeah. That was, we got a pool in the back there?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay,
Yeah.
cool. Nice to see you guys.
Thank you.
Fairly new too,
Yeah,
right?
fairly
Yeah,
new.
you're
Pretty new,
Yeah.
a year ago too? Wow.
The newbies.
Yeah,
Remember
yay.
here, we wanted to kind of, this is the first meeting we could come to.
Yeah.
good.
Oh, nice. Welcome. Nice to have
Thank
you. All right, so we did the quorum secretary's report, we're gonna do next month, okay? Treasurer's report.
Just got an email from Amy, that's what
Okay.
no, that's fine. Just want to make sure she hadn't sent anything updated. Treasurer's report. So I went ahead and I handed out a preliminary budget versus actuals that I got from BB a few days ago. It's not current, it's not the final one. I actually spoke with BB today regarding the budget versus actuals, and she needs to go ahead and get with the rest of the accounting department, make sure that everything gets reconciled, and then that financial packet's going to be done and sent out to us. But everything, here's a current, just so that you understand it, we have a current period, so it would be the current month of March, and then our year-to-date further on the right-hand side. It's still a little bit early to see whether we're on track or not, but it'll give us an idea of how much the financiers are doing. One thing that I did want to bring up that I was talking to BB with today, under legal fees, there is a charge during March for $73.51, and I asked her about that, and that is comprised of $60 for a title search that South Atlantic did, and it's just part of their transition process to check the titles of the properties inside the subdivision. And then there's a $13.51 write-off that had to be done. The short story is there was a property, not the current, there's a property in the subdivision, not the current owner, but the previous owner had a $13.51 balance on it when the property was sold and transferred over. Century went ahead and that account balance was brought to zero. They didn't charge the $13.51, and so now South Atlantic can't go all the way back and charge that $13.51. So it's a write-off. So that's the only charge that I saw that was out of the ordinary for our monthly expenses. And I just wanted to go ahead and bring that up. The other thing that I spoke with, the other thing on the budget versus actual is on the income, there is a capital contribution fee of $255 for one of the properties that sold recently in the subdivision. The other thing that I wanted to bring up, and actually all my notes are in the back, if you want to follow along, that's what I'm going on. The other thing that I wanted to touch on is I spoke with BB with regards to the properties that were voted on to go to Axela during the February meeting for collections. And what she said was that those properties, the reason why they haven't gone to Axela yet is because South Atlantic needs a signed agreement with Axela that we need to sign. And so she was checking to see if we had signed that, And actually, about 15 minutes ago, she just sent me the email with the agreement, so we need to sign that, get that off. And once they have that on file, that within 24 hours, properties that need to go to collections will start going to Axela. We did have a homeowner which donated, they're selling their property in the subdivision and donated some yard equipment that they didn't want to use to the subdivision, to the HOA. We went ahead and we sold some of that yard equipment, and we've got $80 in cash. Okay. Which brings me to the next point. I was able to go ahead and reserve the meeting room over at the rec for the annual meeting for 2 hours. It's $30 per hour, so that's $60 plus tax brings it to $63.90. It's already been paid for. Hence, the cash can go ahead and can pay for the room.
Nice.
With that said, here's the invoice.
Thank you.
And the cash, I don't have it on me, but you just want me to stop by the office and bring it over?
Yeah, so this is the invoice, so you didn't pay it, so we need to pay you back?
I paid it,
Yeah, so
correct.
this, we're just gonna reimburse you.
Okay,
So we don't do cash, so we'll just cut you a check if that's okay.
right,
Yeah.
no, that's fine.
So what do you
But
wanna
the
stop by?
cash for the items that were
Oh, the
sold,
leftover money?
Well, the money that was sold for the items that he sold
Yeah,
for
it was
$80,
And you have you paid $63.90, so the balance?
do you want him to just to swap it, or is it better to have it on record that this is what we did? He
so
can-
they're two separate items,
Yeah.
but how do you want to work?
I don't know, let me think about it, I'll get back to you. Yeah.
But the room's been paid for, that's the invoice,
Yeah,
I
it's gotta
paid
be,
for
it's
it.
gotta be, everything, it's coming to me, right, so we have to have a trail,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I just think so we have a trail,
So
so
let's,
we
can
know.
you just write it up like receipt for,
I don't mind, if,
it could just be an email, you know what I mean?
I can, if you want to send me a check for what
This.
I, for that,
But we need to bring the
and I
money in
can,
as.
yeah, and I
income.
can stop by the office and bring you the cash for the
We don't want
$80.
cash, is what I'm getting at.
You want me to write you a check?
Correct.
Okay, I'll write you a check.
Yeah, that'd be good. And back on, if I may, on the report that you were reading from at the beginning, the board, you'll get what we call like push emails moving forward that the financials have been posted. Okay, so it's kind of an odd email, it doesn't come from one of us, it comes from Sync that the financials are posted, so
Okay.
once she's got them final and reconciled.
Okay, perfect.
A lot of board members come and say, what is this? And I said, no, they're just letting you know that the financials are up there.
Okay, perfect. So that's the deal with Axela, we need to sign that agreement form. I went over with BB the delinquency timeline that the board agreed to at the last meeting. We went through all the items, pretty much quick rundown. 7 days prior to approaching the assessment due date, a reminder is going to be sent to all homeowners that the due date is approaching and either how much balance they have due or how much credit they have on their account. Okay? Because of some items that weren't set up just right, this last period, the only homeowners that got that reminder were the ones that owed money. But going forward, all the homeowners, even if you have a credit, should be getting a reminder. So that's 7 days prior. Due date goes by. 5 days after that, there's a written notice or a notice that will go out to all homeowners advising them that an administrative late fee of $25 is going to be charged to their account if it's not brought current within 15 days after the assessment due date. And that's required by our bylaws. 15 days past the assessment due date, an administrative late fee of $25 is going to be charged. And then BB also told me that South Atlantic has their own reminder setting that they do at 25 days past the due date. So at 25 days past the due date, there's going to be a reminder statement that's sent. And the last one was sent on March 25th to all homeowners that owed money. And then at 30 days past the assessment due date, the 10% interest begins to accrue, which is required by the covenants and restrictions. And then 60 days past the assessment due dates, the account will go to Axela for collections. Okay.
The special assessment report, did you do that one? Special assessment report?
So I also talked with BB with regards to special assessments. I asked her if there's a way that people who still owe special assessments, they could get an update on how much they owe. So in case they wanted to pay it off in full, she said she's working on that to go ahead and see if there's some type of a report or coupons or bills that she could go ahead and send out.
Okay.
There is a property that we currently have with the attorney for collections. That property had gone to foreclosure because they also owed taxes on the property. That, since then, those taxes were redeemed. So the property is now out of foreclosure. So now it goes back to our attorney, where our attorney is proceeding with foreclosure for non-payment of HOA assessments. I asked Bibi if it would be better to go ahead and send that property to Axela for collections, and she said no, because it's so far down the road with the attorney, it's just better to leave it with the attorney right now as it is. The tax information has been sent to the accountant so that they can start working on the accounts. And I believe,
Purcor?
oh, I didn't know if you wanted to,
We
want
got
me
it
to
here.
touch
We
on
got
that
it-
now?
We got it over here, let's read over
Okay.
that.
Talk about that. Sorry, I'm just checking off stuff from my list.
I checked you out.
You checked me out. Good. Somebody's got to keep me on track. And that is about it for the treasurer's report.
Can you have your copy of the notes on the back?
I do.
Do we have them? Send it to us in Word if you even got notes.
Oh, no, go for it, yeah.
All right, President's report, I'm gonna pass on that because it's gonna cover what we got in here today, I guess. And then, you guys have anything to
Yeah,
report?
manager's report, pretty much just being actively driving through weekly, getting a hold of some owners that sending some letters, and we take notes from you guys as well, but that's about it.
Okay. All right, then we can move on to our architectural reviews.
Yeah.
Okay, patience, what do we got?
Did you make anybody aware of the AC?
Yeah, I did, yeah. So the first one is the 3431 Spring Oak, which is, they're changing the paint color and the roof. Or no,
No, the door.
The door, sorry.
She has already, the paint has already been painted. They changed the color already before letting us know, but it went from
Here is,
this color
here's the whole package.
to this
Here's
color.
the packet.
So this is what the house
Is there only one
went, this was
packet?
2.
That's like 17 pages.
So-
17 pages.
This is what the house was painted,
Mm-hmm.
or no, the house was, I can see this one. The house was painted this. She has the door there, but she decided to go to that color,
Okay.
okay? Because there wasn't enough contrast on the door. And then she's got the door. She's replacing the front door too.
This is paint.
Okay, I don't have that on. You
Oh.
have that?
It's,
I'm looking at the email
I
that
only
you
had
sent
it,
me.
I only had it with the paint, but
Okay, but,
it came,
all right.
she
So
sent
this
them
is-
the packet.
Yeah, it's the whole, yeah, she said
Yeah,
that.
here's the front with paint, and this is the door.
So you're okay with the paint?
Oh,
You
yeah.
saw that, okay.
Yeah.
You saw it, okay, so we're good with the paint. Now we're just waiting on the door.
That's what I'm saying.
And the front door is gonna be the same color, the garage door, front door will be the same color. Right? Okay. So does it say the door's gonna have the side lights to it?
What was your question? Did you have a question first?
Or is this the front door that has the 2 side, is that what she's gonna do, or just a plain door? It looks like it's just this door, right?
Yeah, I think the
Okay.
other one, the other page she had submitted was just that blown up image of that first door.
I don't see the side lights on it, so. Yeah, she's got all the images. This one is that door. It's the same door.
Okay.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We're good, we're good. So we gotta sign, we gotta find the ARB to sign.
Is she the one to sign?
Yeah, it's that whole packet, it should be,
Right, there you go.
yeah. Like I said, sorry, I was like, I'm just gonna take the whole envelope.
We're gonna pass it up to Ariel. Oops. So we got, 3441 Country Manor.
Here we are. Here's the
Can we
actual.
replace the mailbox? Ariel's gonna sign this one.
Yeah.
On that one.
Thank you. No, we need to sign it.
It's 3441 Country Walk. They wanna replace, do they have a picture of the mailbox?
I did not get a picture of it. She mailed that one in, or he mailed that one.
Oh, it has been replaced. It was replaced in mid-2024.
Okay, so it's in a.
Which one is 3441? Do you have that?
These are forgiveness arcs.
Oh, yes.
Which one is it? Oh, yeah, okay. So did we take this off? Whoops, I just touched it, I'm
Is that-
sorry. It's the one that
The
had
one
the
that
things
has
like
the
the metal looking one.
horse and things
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah,
So they're removing it or they're leaving it?
they're just giving an ARB to replace the mailbox, to put that in. I guess we can deny it
You want it removed?
and then have it just remove the top part of it. The things are in there, right? Because that was the part, the issue with it. So we don't sign it.
Let them know it has to be removed. The ornament part
Or
needs
it
to
has
be
to be-
removed.
yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should we write on the bottom of it, denied and for the reason, the notes?
You want me to do that, Linda? Right,
Yes,
on
please.
here? Okay.
It's got a horse and different things on the mailbox.
And it's like a
It's not just a mailbox.
horseshoe, right?
What was it?
A
The
seahorse.
Seahorse?
Seahorse.
It's in the. Oh, it's a sea, well, I knew there was a horse.
Same
Yeah.
thing.
This is what you get for having Monday night meeting with me. Ornament or seahorse must be removed.
I think after we bought.
The mailbox
Yeah,
itself
you
is
can-
okay,
it's
they
really-
can remove the top
Mailbox,
decorations.
okay.
I think you just put it somewhere else.
Yeah.
I put ornament seahorse in parentheses must be removed.
Okay,
Mailbox, okay.
yeah.
All right, next one.
3456 Saddleback is the roof replacement.
Is that yours?
No.
No. That's,
Nobody, you approved ours a long time ago. Yeah, it's been done.
Yeah, that's done.
We're here for another request.
So it looks like it's
Huh? Is that the second house in on the right if you're coming in?
3456.
That was next to you. Is that south? Is that south?
Yeah, but it's on the other side of the
Oh,
street.
the other side.
The other side of the street, your side of the street.
Gotcha.
That's all the,
New people?
Charcoal
that's all
gray.
the even numbers.
A couple of weeks ago.
It's Lori Mitzka, M-I-K-E, Mitzka. It's the,
On Saddleback.
Yeah, I'm trying to
towards
figure
the
out-
end on the right. I think it's
So it's across the street from us, right?
It's the,
Oh, okay, it's the one next to Barbara. Okay, okay.
yeah. All right, no problem with the gray
Yeah,
roof.
I don't have, I'm good.
Oh, good?
yeah,
Just a
yeah, I saw, I think I saw it.
charcoal gray.
Yeah.
I don't think this is charcoal gray, but
That's purple.
that's why we don't like pictures of the colors.
Wow, almost everyone on that street's had a
And they're all insured.
It's that, yeah, but it's that time of age too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're all aging out at the
We're all
same
on the
time.
second.
Yeah,
I can
it's
only
like
think of a couple.
We're on, well, actually, I think we're in the third.
Yeah.
Here's that emergency.
This is for the AC.
3451 Saddleback.
Did he just talk to you about this one?
Just now,
Okay.
yeah. So,
Reach over the aerial here.
Need to get us better.
I don't really think they need it,
Arc for
arc,
it, I think
but they just said they're gonna move it back a few feet, so that's
Yeah.
probably,
Why
that
they
would be
did.
why we need an arc.
So we will commend them for doing so. How about
Yes,
that?
yes,
Yeah.
so, any questions on that?
Sorry.
But they are 3451
They're getting a
Saddleback.
new AC and they want to set it back a little bit farther than the one that they have right now is, so they did in fact do an arc, but
They
being
said
done right
it
away.
would bring it it's gonna avoid the dryer exhaust and bring it to hurricane code.
Oh, awesome.
and it's
Good for
being
them.
done right away because of the Crowdy's reasons.
They don't have any AC. Any problem with that, Ariel? No. Any problem?
Good.
It's not like it's gonna be out in the middle of the yard.
No. Setting it back a few feet.
862 versus.
It didn't say how far back, it just said a few feet back.
This one.
Would be nice to know how many is a few feet back. You guys have a-
1,500.
Yeah, we wanted to figure it was best to come versus emailing it, because Shirley had a freestanding pergola directly behind the house, which we had removed. And we want to put a shed there, which is basically where she used to have her pergola. So you can't see it from the front. You can't really see it from any side, and it doesn't block the water feature.
So this is the front of the house.
Well, it's the
Oh,
circle.
you come in and go that way? Oh,
Yeah,
You come in and go that way.
So you-
So, but if you were standing in it, that would be your front
It
door.
would be directly
Yeah.
behind, yeah, and it's gonna be up against the house, it's not gonna be
So
like.
this is gonna be the footprint of the shed,
Yeah.
that much farther?
Exactly.
Okay.
And then, this is the closest color that matches the house
They had this pre-existing pergola, they wanna put the
shed, right?
shed up to that area.
And, I don't think it's gonna hang over, we have pavers there right now, I don't think it's gonna hang over the pavers much, but that's the color of the shed and the trim. And then the roof color is inside. So we try to match what was already there.
What, I'm sorry, what's the address?
3460 Saddleback?
Oh, okay, farm, okay. it's farm
Yeah,
back.
it used to be Shirley's house.
That's it, yeah, it was throwing me off. Why is the street off on the side?
Yeah, it's a
I know
weird,
which
it's a
one.
weird, so, yeah, you really can't see it from any
Are
angle.
these the house
Right.
colors too?
Yeah, that matches,
House,
closest to
okay.
the house and closest to the house.
Okay.
So the shed's already there and it's just?
No.
Oh,
No,
okay.
it's not built yet.
Oh, okay.
So
We're having
they
it-
wanna do this color and this color for the trim, that color for the roof. Shed installed by Tough Shed directly behind the house, not blocking water feature and within property lines.
Okay.
Then we will obtain proper permits.
Okay, good. You know,
Yeah.
you need permits.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then it'll be, we call it hurricane tie downs and all that stuff, all the necessary
All
stuff
that
done.
stuff.
Well, they might call them that, but.
I know, it's just like a-
I'm just kidding.
Did you wanna see
Yeah,
the-
no,
you
I
saw it?
know exactly
Okay.
where it is.
All right, so,
Oh, and there was a stump behind our house, but we removed it.
okay.
But it was on the common area that we took care of it.
Oh, bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, no worries.
All right, any questions on this?
No.
Any questions?
No,
No
I'm
questions?
good with that.
Okay. All approved or?
I,
Okay. Now, when you guys get a shed,
Yeah.
we get to decide if we put something in there for the HOA.
Christmas decorations. New sheds get, yeah.
We had one done at our old house, and so we've been through the whole thing, which was good, because now we were like, oh, okay, now we know what
Know what
has
to expect.
Right, and what has to be done, so.
You came prepared.
Yes. And I didn't want to email it, because that survey looked kind of,
Yeah.
there's a lot of scribbles, I'm like, it's best I just come and tell you in person.
it's gonna look nice.
So all those A
It'll
and
look
Bs.
nicer than the pergola.
Yeah, well, that's one
Well,
line.
yeah.
It's-
But even, I think even with that there,
That's it?
Wow.
Only four this one?
Didn't look like it fit.
I know,
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
I was all ready this month with a big spreadsheet.
I know.
She did, she created a spreadsheet.
Well, when I called you,
She was
I
literally
looked it over to
disappointed
you.
that
I
she
was like,
couldn't fill it in.
and nobody came knocking.
And the spreadsheet, we only got 3, because she only had 3.
I don't need the survey back
That's a
now.
copy.
I just wanted
I
to.
was trying to make a better
Even though
copy,
we-
but not that.
Okay, yeah. I
We
just
see
wanted to-
those here in person. Is there a way that we could get
And then,
them? You
I'll email you.
scan those
Email it.
and send those?
Yeah, I think we just stopped doing it because you want to see it all, they want to scan them ahead of
And I
time.
can tell Tough
No,
Story,
no,
stop sending me
before?
emails. and
Yeah,
like,
just as a
Yeah.
preview. I mean,
Now,
Yeah.
what
we still want the swatches.
Yeah,
Are you here in
I was
Port
thinking
Orange,
about,
or-
Go to the
yeah.
Home Depot.
Well, that way, like,
and
someone,
they-
we can go look at the house,
Yeah.
and then we can drive by and see, you
Right.
know, because sometimes you can't get it from
We have
the
one
pictures
right
where
now.
they're putting it, the shed or
So
whatever.
ideally, you should,
Same
do you want them
thing
as your,
directly behind
as the
the house.
receipt?
Still
Could
see
you
it
do-
from
That would
the
be
street
easier
on
for
the
us.
side,
Whatever's easier for you.
But it's
I mean,
directly
As we
like,
receive them?
you know, the
Right.
requirements.
I mean, that would be all right.
That's sort of
Yeah.
the
Because then you'll
IRS
know which
thing
ones are
for
on the
outdoors,
agenda,
I
that's
think
when they'll all
we're-
come back together.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's just
I just
because,
don't know which ones, because half the time
And we have
they already have
easement in the back
emailed you,
and stuff,
like,
so-
and then I'm like, is this?
The only one I had that email was
Yeah,
what about the
you
paint?
can do it.
And I think you got it and emailed it to me.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't get any this month.
Oh, okay, because there was quite a few that I was like, do you want?
Yeah.
Because I don't.
I'm like, I'm like, I prefer you send them to the office
Yeah,
and
yeah.
leave me, so in
No
case
problem.
I,
I can do it like the week ahead of time,
Yeah.
that way
That would
we
be
can cover
good.
the agenda.
yeah,
and then the last minute ones are obvious.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
you're gonna
not a
get that.
problem.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Patience, that was awesome.
No problem.
All right,
No, that's patience.
unfinished business, sprinkler system. Did not get a report, did you get a report for them from the sprinklers? I mean, I know you sent me this, that they
Yeah,
sent you
that
that,
was the report,
but that was nothing about the sprinklers with the issue that we were having.
except for this, did you see this?
No.
It's pretty lengthy, oh, I thought you sent that out to me. That might be what you're talking about.
Yeah, this was a report for the
That's-
sprinklers, 15, yeah, I
Yeah,
think you
that's
told
the
us the
same.
1,500. I saw parts of this, yeah.
Yes.
Did you see it? Did you see one?
I don't remember
Was it
seeing
emailed
that,
I
but
think that we got an
Doesn't
email
mean
to
anything.
it.
Law enforcement.
And this is the pictures they sent, but it was 15, remember,
15,
I think you were with them when they wrote this up.
No. The only time I was,
When you were with them when, February, we haven't been, they
It's
said.
been a while,
Yeah,
no, the only,
because he
well,
called me every week since then.
I wasn't with them when they did an inspection. I met the guy, what was it called, Corey?
yeah,
Yes.
I met Corey and he told me about the issues with the pumps.
yeah, and that's what's in here,
Is
right?
that what that
Yeah.
is?
Yeah. No water pressure at the well pumps, not pumping water to irrigate, turn the clock off so it wouldn't burn the motor out, inspected the submersible pump, so we're not getting water, that. Did you see,
Well,
you don't see any of that?
I can't find it in
Okay.
emails.
That I don't know, part of it. And then I got this, this is saying what they've done.
So does this include fixing the pump? Is this apples to apples with law enforcement?
This actually looks
So here's
familiar.
a secondary one that we, patients just got on the 31st.
Okay.
Same work.
Same work, for $862?
That's replacing the clock and everything.
Oh my gosh.
Bye, have a nice evening.
bye.
So, this is, you're looking for the email?
I'm looking for that one.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is, what was sent out, from
I'm
law
looking for the
enforcement.
email
That was,
too.
the 20th.
The 20th?
Oh, there's pictures in this one.
Look, is it right here, patients? No, wait.
So
This is, thank you.
This is the email, it was sent out on the
This one
20th.
has,
Yeah, just don't want to pull yours too tight, so she'll hand it, don't worry about particulars.
So you guys have done business with that company before?
Yes, Seabreeze?
Yeah.
Yes, quite a bit. They're currently doing, he just finished
Yeah.
up Gulf Villas
Just,
in
you see what the
Cypress.
Seabreeze, hey, Wendy, Seabreeze said that's their estimate. Law enforcement was 15 and it's, that was not once.
Wow.
Yeah, Linda, he just did a big job at Gulf Villas at Cypress Head.
Okay.
Is this for both entrances, or is this just for Madeline?
It's off of, let me pull up the other. The second table. You should have looked at that and then the reclaim,
You should have looked at that.
both of them, yeah, at
Okay.
the same time.
Just gonna see
Yep,
what
yep.
the email entails.
No
Okay.
worries.
Wendy, I'll just.
The
forward
reason
you this
why
email right now, so
I'm
you have
asking
it to
is
look at.
because the
You sending it
description
to
of his
me?
work
Okay, because I don't have it here.
seems like just the issue that was happening at Madeline.
That could be possible.
But, so I want to backtrack on that. So when I met with Corey, with law enforcement, and he showed me the issues at the entrances, he said that the Madeline entrance had an issue with the pump start relay, and that the pump wasn't starting. Then we went over to Saul's, and he said that the pump over there wasn't sucking water from the well. So those were the two issues that he identified to me. Okay.
So we need to
Now-
confirm.
Now, fast forward probably a week or two after I met with him, I'm driving early morning out of the Madeline entrance, and the sprinklers are working.
I remember you saying that.
It was just that a whole bunch of sprinkler heads were busted.
Right.
So then I think we brought that up at the next meeting.
At what location they were
Yeah.
working?
Madeline.
Okay.
And I think we talked about that at the last meeting. And then, I think I'm not sure if you sent us an email or something where law enforcement had fixed the pump relay over at Madeline, but we had never approved it.
Didn't approve it.
And
He said he went ahead and took care of it. He had told me that prior, right.
Okay.
That's right.
We-
Because we said, we didn't approve that work. But
Okay.
we also didn't get invoice for it.
Right.
Right.
So, but we never heard anything back from the other entrance from Saul's with
Right.
regards to the well. So what he's describing here, what Seabreeze is describing here, replacing clock and pump start relay, sounds like the issue at the Madeline entrance, which
appears to
now
be
appears to
working.
be working.
Well, I think we'd send him over there and just told him to inspect and report, so maybe they, I don't know, we can get the answer to
Or
that.
if you want, I can call him if you would be open to meeting with him and having him run the system in front of you.
Okay,
That would be great.
That
Yeah.
that way you can actually see
Yeah.
what is working and what's not.
okay.
So right now, we're just kind of going off of recordings.
Right.
I'm good at any days but Thursday.
Any day but Thursday?
Well, Thursday this month, I'm at the track on Thursdays, but I can
Why don't we
do.
do that?
That way, you know, you can walk the property, you can run it in front
But
of you.
you know what you talked to him about, so you gotta be there too.
I'm
You wanna
available
be there
this
too?
week.
Okay. All right, we'll set that up. All right, I think that's a very good plan. As much time's
I
gone
would
by.
stay for
it's
the rest
not
of this
really-
month.
All right, so do you guys need this back, or should
No,
I keep it?
you can keep
Okay,
it.
I'll keep that,
Okay, so
All right.
we'll just
'Cause-
table that and come
Yeah.
back and,
all right.
Oh, do you want this?
I have it on the email, but I'll just keep it together for the. There we go. All right, so then, we also had, we talked about the special assessment updates and coupon with Phoebe. Did you talk about coupons with her? Getting coupons for the people who don't have it?
Yes, and she said that she needs to look, I guess, through the program that you all use to see if there's some type of report or invoices or letters that she could pull out.
So coupons are, I can speak to that, so coupons are kind of an odd thing, because back, you know, gone are the days where the bank would process
Yeah.
them for us, right? Now a lot of people do the online banking, and so we stopped getting them from the bank, because it was all or none. So I think that they have figured out in our system how to identify who would benefit from coupons.
Yeah.
Because before when we request them, they'd say, does everybody want them? I'd say, no, that just confuses those that are set up, like, why am I getting coupons? So then we kind of went to a per request, if you want coupons, let us know.
Okay.
So, I don't know, we can either send out a notice, you know, for those of you that would like coupons for reminders, we can do that, and then just do it, that would be my suggestion. Because it's kind of gonna be, everybody gets them, and then we get flooded with phone calls, why am I getting coupons, I'm set up for auto pay.
Yep.
Did she say something to that effect, or did she
No.
say there's something on our system now that we can send it to those that?
No, the conversation came about because I asked her with regards to special assessments. I said, look, we have some people that paid in full, some people are paying as they go, and then we
Oh.
have some people that don't know how much they owe.
I see.
Is there some way of printing up an invoice of how much people owe so
Yeah.
that if they want to pay in full and just get it
So it's
done?
more of a statement, this is as it relates to the special assessment, I was on HOA, and that's stupid, because you guys are annual anyhow. So yeah, so that would just really essentially be a statement, right? So this is how much you owe.
Right.
But then they still have, we could actually put in the body of the statement what the terms are, like what is the minimum per year, right? Because they still
Well,
have
they
some
were paying
time left.
monthly, yeah, they were paying, I
Yeah.
think until like fall.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I can speak
But
to
they
her
were
about
paying
that. We can
monthly.
send you like before they go out, let you look at it, take a look at it. Would you like to do that? Like a template, you know what I'm saying? Like-
Oh, that's fine. No, it's just, we have homeowners that don't even know how much they owe. So we were just, okay, is there some way to tell them,
Yeah.
send them a statement of, hey, this is how much they owe. You can still pay per month until
Right.
the end of the year, until
Right.
September, October.
Okay.
But if you want to pay it in full, this is how much
Knock
you owe.
yourselves out,
Knock
right?
yourself
So we
out,
just
yeah.
need to do special assessment statements.
Yeah.
Okay. Not a problem.
So this doesn't have anything to do with the
HOA.
quarterly,
No,
No,
that's
it's
just,
that's that's still a
the
coupon.
$6.85 thing.
Okay.
You guys don't have to do that because you bought your
What was that
house, it was
for?
paid off.
It was for the old gas lanterns at the front.
You guys bought your house just recently and that special assessment was when you bought your house, that should have been paid. Should have been paid with,
Well, I had left a message about it because we had received, I don't know if it was a general email about it, because we were directly taken out for the HOA.
yeah.
And that didn't go in, and we're like, we got a letter that it should have went into effect, and it didn't. And then they did return my phone call and left a message that it did come out this past Friday. But it was from January,
If I understand, you're relatively new owners?
since last January.
Okay, so we can check the status of that special
From-
assessment should have been satisfied.
It should have been satisfied at closing.
Yeah, and we can double check that. If it's not an immense amount, but we can certainly check on that. I'll give you my direct phone number.
Okay,
Okay.
so we did see that, and we didn't know for sure.
Yeah, okay, well, I'll take a look at it, because we can, well, you know what, what's your address?
3498 Country Walk.
Okay, we're gonna check it for you.
Yeah, They should have been at,
Because you said the last payment is actually expiring like in June or July, did I
No,
understand that?
No, the last payment for the special assessment should
It's fall.
be September or October. or something.
October, I think
Did you-
October,
Did you hear
November.
what it said when they asked what it was for?
No.
It said it was for the original gas lamp.
Oh, the gas lantern. No, there was a drainage pipe in one of the common areas that, 5 years ago, it was original, it got corroded. The lawn guy was mowing the lawn and all of a sudden he finds a gaping hole.
And the
So we have to
same
do a
pipe needs to
special.
be replaced now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So that's where it came from.
But,
5 years
and we
ago.
had, and we also, we own the 5 of the 6 cul-de-sacs. We have to take the maintenance of that. So 2 of them need to be repaved. So the loan was to repave those 2 cul-de-sacs and fix the pipe. So it was a total of $411 per homeowner. Not like the thousands at the condos,
Right.
but, you know,
September.
400. We gave
Yeah.
owners the option to pay monthly.
Special assessment.
$6.85, that was, and we're still dragging it. So you guys should have been paid off. All right, so we're good on this special assessment invoices?
BB's working on it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, so, yeah, your special assessment satisfied.
So the last meeting, we had, you were talking about the gentleman that, he came to the meeting, and he said he had an ARB for the tree removal. We never saw that. Did you guys get one?
I haven't heard anything back.
Not a word.
Did he take the tree down?
I haven't seen the tree being
I've seen that,
taken.
so we need to follow up on that one.
Wow.
We were both kind of questioning this on here, because we're like, got nothing.
No. we already went over the status of the properties that were going to collections, right? We're good at that.
Non-required?
The non-required mailings, did we find out the charges for those? If we're looking,
So tell me what, you refresh my memory on
the,
the question was about what the postage is covering, right?
So back in, I think it was February, we talked about is if we send out mailings, like the notice for the annual homeowners meeting, then obviously that's mandatory, so we need to foot the bill for that. But if there's any other mailings that are not mandatory by statute or by documents, that we want to send out, and homeowners don't receive electronic notifications because they haven't signed up for it, can we put a mailing fee for those non-required notices
To the owner?
to the owner?
No,
Okay.
because.
Because we didn't get a firm answer on that back in
Oh,
February,
sorry.
so that's
Okay,
why.
yeah, maybe I misunderstood that,
okay.
yeah. Can you give me an example of what a?
So for example, these statements
Yeah.
that we're saying, just to get everybody on track with the special
But
assessments,
you're
right?
asking me, can we bill the owner for the postage?
Right, so you know how FPL will go ahead and bill, or whatever, the utilities will go ahead and say, well, you can sign up for electronic
And
save,
save.
and,
yeah.
and say, or if not, we'll charge you for the postage and the printing and stuff like that.
You can't do it without telling them you're going to, right? So it's like
Right.
anything else. It's kind of like the 30-day rule that kind of is the easy umbrella answer. So you can say, hey, folks, we encourage you to sign up for, the portal and receive all your notifications via.
Thank you guys for what you do.
Thank you, thank you.
Sign up for the portal and receive your, all notices via email.
Right.
And by doing so, or if you if you opt out of that, moving forward, any mailings will be billed to your account for postage, starting on, June 1st. And wait till the year, they'll probably be like, are you kidding me? What am I HOA being paid for? But you can, if you notice them and tell them you are. But are you planning on doing that to the owners that are perhaps of a demographic that don't email? Because then you kind of punish
No,
them,
the question that was posed was, can the HOA apply a fee, a mail or a printing fee or a paper fee, however you want it to.
Like past dues? Like an
No, to any notice to people. If you don't want to receive notices via email and you just want them to be mailed to you, can the HOA apply,
Like a $5 fee per year or
Right.
something like that.
just like the
Mail.
utilities do?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Still don't know the answer. You're gonna have to get the answer.
That's the same,
Yeah.
that's the same
That's
look
the same
we got on
response I gave you
February.
last time.
Yeah.
It's just, there's probably like a legal answer that, yes, you could do that, you just need to send out a note, you know what I mean, but it's just, that's a first. It would be, you guys would be the pioneer in doing
We're
such.
thinking outside the box.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run this by a couple of association attorneys I know.
Okay.
One of which I'll be speaking to tomorrow. I'm gonna say, let me run this by you.
It's not the.
And she'll be very frank with me, and she'll say, no, because the statute says that, owners have the right to be, duly noticed, and you can't charge them for something that you have, And I'll say, well, what if they're past due, and it's a statement, right?
Right, but like the ones that they're not legally required to be duly noticed and stuff like
Right.
that. So, if we want to send out a reminder to
Well,
everyone,
what about our violation letters? Like we send it, please, your yard is out of, why shouldn't they pay for the postage? Why should you have to pay for the postage because they didn't take care of their yard? That's the same premise, right?
Yeah,
right, oh, I'm not, I don't think,
I'm just getting on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I got you.
it's for any
Right,
notice
yes.
that's not required by statute to be.
Yeah. Can you
So there's
charge them
these
back the,
reminders that we're sending.
yeah, can you charge them back the,
So let's say an ARB, right?
Have you found, how much, like last year, do you know how much you spent postage for the entire year? Is it?
But the thing is that's going to have everything bundled in. It's going
That's
to
right.
have
So don't do
notices
that, let
and
me
stuff
work on
like
it.
that.
Let me get one, me run it by somebody that will give me a very straight answer, she'll give me the legal and the common sense answer to it, okay? and then we'll go from there. And then, before next meeting, I'll send the board a response.
But you see what I'm getting?
I
Like
do,
ARBs, are we required to give them an answer, hey, your ARB's been approved?
In writing?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't send anything.
We don't, it's on the phone, and she can scan them to them if they want them for their, they don't get it in mail, we don't mail them to them.
You don't mail it to them?
Put
Okay.
them
Like-
in their file.
Like, see, Century would,
Mail
well,
them a letter.
they would mail them a letter
Sure.
saying, your stuff was approved. So in that case,
There was
that
that
notice is not required,
Right.
but
So
yet
when-
we were getting charged
Right.
for it
We don't do that.
because they didn't have an email.
I mean,
So let's think about this, since it's think outside the box, and why don't we start emailing violations? Because in my opinion, they're more likely to read it in an email than they get a letter in a box that they might leave in there for 3 days and open up 10 days later. Why not email violations?
My next question would be, don't we?
Well, email them.
everything's, I mean, it's a paper trail.
Yeah, it's a
The
paper
first, second, third
Well,
notice.
when we mail them, is there a receipt,
The
received?
third one is
Yeah.
received.
So
But
why don't we
that
email
you
the
can't.
first one and mail the second one, patients? Why don't we do that? Because if they cure it, who cares if there's a paper trail? So are you guys okay with us doing that? Is there a way to do that?
I mean, I
Because
can.
that's,
The email the
we're tying
violation.
into a different,
Yeah, but would our system
we're
work
tying,
to
we're
do
going
an
into
email?
violation.
I don't know that it would
Oh,
track.
It's fine, I have
That's next
questions on-
anyway.
All right, so
Yeah, I have
I'm
questions on
volunteering something that might not be a possibility, and I'll tell you why, because the system we use is like tied into our, like, we go by, we take a picture, and it creates
Yeah.
it, and creates the letter, but,
Yeah.
I mean, you would,
I can
say
work
we
on it.
can, you don't, I mean, as long as it's getting cured, I wouldn't care how it got to them.
Yeah.
And I think that these days, when people are more likely to read an email than our letter. Do you agree?
Tell you last week.
I know I go through my emails though, and I don't open a
But
lot.
our demographic check, we check
Yeah.
our mail, you know
Oh,
what I
I
mean?
check mail like 2 or 3 times a day, but there's
Yeah.
also a lot I just go through and.
Yeah, exactly, I mean, you know,
Right.
I stand over the
Yeah.
garbage with my mail.
No, I do that in my
Right.
I might-
delete.
Yeah.
So
Same.
let's come up with some ideas. I'm with you now. I understand what you're saying.
I'll
Yes.
see if there's a way that we can start it with that first notice being an email and then us.
So that would drastically, in my opinion, reduce it.
So,
Drastically.
so if we
So I
could
guess-
reduce the, I mean, there are people that do not do email, and I get that.
Yeah,
But if we can do, a fee, maybe. If you wanna do email, fine, if not, maybe, can you do a fee? You're charged an extra $5 on your assessment a quarter?
okay, but
Or,
so,
or no?
yeah, so,
I mean,
let me get some information.
I mean, I
I'll
think
literally have
that
it tomorrow.
could be a different way of doing it, and then that would
I don't know
cover.
if we can though. I don't know if we can charge for something that we have to present to them. Do you know what I'm
No,
saying?
I'm just saying the things we have to eat.
And I'm not about like notices, but we have to make them aware of what's due on their account. You know, like, think about, say it, you know, gets past the point, right? 30-day letter and then the 45-day letter, we have to notice that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So those would fall under, our required mailings, but so are late statements. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They have to know they're late. Well, did anyone get a hold of them, you know?
Yeah, but wouldn't you leave, I don't know if legally you know this,
Yeah.
when you send something out, and you send it with a return that they read it, right? That like return receipt on it. Does that satisfy the legal thing? If you say they read it because they returned, they clicked on it.
I don't know. I see what you're saying. Well, all we're doing is proving that they received it, and that's all
Yeah.
we're
Well, that's,
obligated to
we're
do.
not even proving that when we mail the letter, if we just
Yeah.
mail a letter. We don't know that they got it. I gotta tell you, I've had, my dues that I sent to the lockbox never got there. I had to send another whole check. So I sent a certified return receipt letter to Century, and they never got it. It got stuck someplace in New Smyrna, it said. So I mean, at least we know if you do a return receipt on an email,
Yeah.
you know they got it, whether they read it or not.
We already talked about this, because I know you're talking about non-required, because simply by, you know, setting up the portal, they're okaying like an email notice for
Yeah.
things like, you know, meeting notices and stuff, like, all right, let me get some answers.
Okay.
Okay.
And then that brings us into the violations that were, the second letters, they automatically go out. Do we,
Yeah.
what do we
Yeah.
have there?
so that's what I was talking about with that automated system. If we can set them up to escalate properly, then we wouldn't have a problem. first
let me ask you
email
this, if we're escalating them, right, now we're just talking shop here. So if you send out the first notice, and then you have to send out the second notice, and then what's the escalation attorney letter? And she's gonna say, she or he is gonna say, let me see the first letters that they received. You
that's
can
what
send
I'm
them to
saying.
them, that could be electronically transferred, that doesn't have to be,
Yeah.
we're
I'm
just talking,
I'm
we're
hoping that
thinking it
like
out.
they would accept an email notification, not knowing if, you know what I'm saying, like, are they saying, no, it needs to be paper mailed? Some things are written.
I'll find that out tomorrow. I'll get somewhere.
If they consent to e-notification, it should be the same,
I would think so.
regardless.
I would think so.
Good. Do
I
you have a question on
I
that?
have,
Okay.
I have a few that have been popping into my mind
Yeah,
as
go
we
for it.
go. So you,
Do you have any questions?
you meant, on topic of violations, you mentioned violations, they get mailed out, right? So I guess the question that goes into my head is, here, we're always racking our brains or going into this conversation of getting homeowners to sign up for the electronic account and giving us their emails, but yet violations are going out mail.
But
So
it's
what,
because it's like a-
what goes out electronically and what doesn't? Why are we bothering with getting homeowners to sign up electronically if
For many
certain
reasons.
letters?
You can notice the meeting, you can set out your agenda, you can do that. They can go on there and get the insurance themselves for their mortgage company, right?
Okay.
We all know that, right? Docs, they wanna say, hey, do our docs allow when it's 9 o'clock at night and two neighbors, they can, there's, the portal's not a requirement, it's a convenience, right? It's kind of like a commodity, right?
Right,
But it's also where we gather all the information for, is how we contact all your owners. And it's also how they check their statement, like we were able to check that couple right there, if they were more familiar with it, they would know how to see if they had a balance for their special assessments, right?
but the notices that, whether it's a violation letter,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's a bill, a statement.
Well, that's not coming
that-
through the portal. That would
So
be
that
coming-
all gets mailed?
No, we
each-
have e-statements go out, but that doesn't go through the portal, we just have that, it goes
It's
through
like
their email from our offices. And the same thing would apply to violations, right? So if we have a violation, instead of sending them a letter, we would send them an email either from patients or myself, not through the portal.
So, like, have you
Does that
received
make
any of
sense?
the e-statements that we send out?
Have you ever
No.
received one?
Okay. It comes, it says like, do not reply at sec-cna.com.
I mean, I've gotten the notices with regards to invoices.
Okay, yeah, so
Okay.
it's the same platform. So that's what's,
Okay.
those are the e-notifications.
Okay,
So that's what the portal sends. So same thing, like she said about sending the agenda and stuff like that, it would come from that same do not reply systems.
okay,
But
so,
violations would not, correct?
Right.
They would come from us personally,
Through our email.
from
through your
Jill or
email,
patients.
okay, whether it's, I guess, whether it comes from you guys or whether it comes from the portal,
Right. Okay.
personally, I don't care.
Right.
It's just, I'm trying to save the association the mailings, the
Right.
mailing fees and
Right.
payments and all that stuff. So, if somebody is signed up through the portal and you now have their email information, if they receive a violation, if I receive a violation, am I gonna get that in the mail or am I gonna get an email from somebody, whether
Right
it's a portal
now,
or?
as it stands, you get, they're all mailed. And that's what I said, you wanna save some money, let's email
Right.
violations.
Right.
Because all violations go through hard mail, USPS.
Okay,
And I'm saying, let's start emailing.
I thought we were doing that.
We are not.
No, none of our associations.
If
are
there's
now.
always been, like, it's useful, like, it's usually the flip side, like, we have a problem and it's an owner, well, have they ever, the attorney said, have they ever had any violations? Well, yes, they have, here they are, we can, we can have those hard copies, they're in the file, they're in the owner file, but that can all be done electronically, why
Right.
not? It's my point.
Right.
But why can't we?
Okay.
I'm not aware of anything, but I will get the confirmation why, if it can or cannot be.
Okay.
Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah, I
So
guess,
I-
I guess I was under, I'm not sure if you were under the same,
No.
I was under the impression that if you had an email for them, it was going out electronically
We would be more
regardless
like,
of whatever it
if you sent
was.
me an email and you say, hey, well, they put a little hat on the crab, on the Seahorse mailbox, get a hold, I would call them first. I'd say,
Okay, yeah.
you know, so sometimes a letter is not even necessary if we can cure it, right? But more when we do our drive-throughs and we're racking up lists and lists and lists, those are all hard letters, right? They get printed off and sent out.
Even if they have.
So
their-
I'm gonna tell you what's
Yeah.
probably gonna happen tomorrow, I'm gonna guess. So I'm gonna say first notice can go email, second notice, like now you're knocking on finding door, that's probably has to go hard mail. But I'm just gonna guess at that.
Okay.
Does that make sense? First notice could probably be emailed. And from now on, we can do that. She won't like it, but we can do that.
No, I will say that.
It'll be harder to believe it or not.
Just to track everything, but I think it'll be okay if the system.
Because our
doesn't
system
escalate.
tracks it all for us, and it even tells her when the second letter's due, and then we can go back and see if it's been cured, right?
Okay.
So when we go back through the second time, she can actually generate a list of what we saw last time we were in here, because we know you're not the only property we
Yeah,
have,
yeah.
right? So, you know,
But-
so it might be more difficult for us to track.
Oh, we are the only one
Yeah,
around.
yeah, yeah. Do you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
though?
yeah.
So we might have to figure out how to do that.
So, yeah, whatever we can legally
Yeah.
send out, either way, either from you or from the portal, whatever, so it saves us some
Money.
postage.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It,
Makes total sense.
it adds up.
Yeah, yeah, it does,
I will
especially these
say-
days. Do you know that the United States Postal Service lost $9.5 billion last year?
Wow.
I know.
And they lose my
It
letters.
just boils my blood.
I call them at least once a month.
Yeah,
This was delivered, but it wasn't.
$9.5 billion.
yeah.
I read that, I was
Yeah.
like in shock.
Yeah, have you ever seen all those videos of the mail people just tossing the mail over a bank or
Yeah,
something?
no
You know?
kidding. No kidding.
Yeah.
All right, I digress.
I will say though that the portal, to go back to your point about the point of signing up, at some point, they are revamping the portal right now, Cindy is, so that you will be able to see current violations, like if an owner were to go into their portal, they would see all open violations on their property.
Yeah, then
Oh,
put
wow.
it down there.
So, obviously, it's not.
And so
for
could you,
others.
right?
Yeah.
The board can
The
too.
board access.
You can say, oh
So-
yeah, they did get a hold of them for that, you
Yeah.
know?
That'll be good.
So, and ARBs are also going on their
That's
arcs.
nice.
So.
We're
that
getting
is
there.
awesome. So Sync that's Sync platform, not us, so they're revamping as we go, so, but you'll see more and more, you'll see updates come through the app and stuff, so.
I mean, I don't blame you. There are some management companies that charge like $25 violation letter. So if it's so all they do is drive all day, oh, I don't like the looks of that one, you know, it's just the revenue. You know, we
Yeah.
don't do that, but we do send letters.
Well, I'm
But it's
just,
always been the way.
I'm just trying to save the association
understand.
money for us, because
I couldn't-
I don't even know how
understand.
much a stamp costs nowadays.
55 cents.
Okay, so 55 cents plus the cost of paper, plus, you know, and you start adding up for 146 properties.
Oh, yeah.
If you wanna
How many
send-
do you think we did last time?
I would say 45,
45 letters.
Yeah.
but we were kind of going back.
That's 20 bucks.
Yeah.
20 bucks.
So-
Yeah, for $20 for
Yeah, I
us.
understand account,
'Cause we-
and times 12,
Mhm.
I understand.
Yeah, 'cause we're
So, let's start selling some more of our
we need to
neighbor's
pay you
goods.
guys, so we need to
Yeah, I
spend $20.
understand. Yeah, we understand, we
Yeah.
get it.
With regards to violations, so a first violation goes out, and if it doesn't get cured, does the second one automatically go out?
No.
How does it work?
It has to be, so our app that we use, if you were, this is why I was saying that whole thing about escalation. Because if we start with an email, and if it comes past the due date, to where now it's saying
Won't
it's,
trigger us.
it's, right,
Won't trigger it for us.
that's why that's,
Well, can't you trick it into thinking that it's?
I could try.
No,
I'm
do you know
gonna
what
try.
I'm saying?
Well, we don't, I
No, we're
mean,
just thinking
we
out
also
loud.
don't want to shoot ourselves in
Yeah,
the
we're just
foot.
thinking out loud.
I mean,
And I
the
will
biggest
tell you
thing is
that-
documentation.
Yeah.
So
We have to
to-
document it,
Yeah.
right.
So that's why I'm trying to
Especially-
understand how the system works, because I don't want the association to
Yeah.
shoot themselves in the
Yeah,
foot either.
Right, because it'll start showing.
Yeah, we don't want you guys to,
Well, let us work on it, let us
All
work
right.
on it, now that we actually know what we're talking about.
Okay. With regards to violations, if we see something, send you guys.
Yeah, just
Okay.
let us know. 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10 times we already know about it, but we still would like
Well,
it.
that's.
Neighbors, anyone. But I will tell you with your property, I mean, it's pretty typical when we take over a property, though, we start sending out our letters, they call, oh, we're taking care of you. They're very, a lot of them are pretty responsive to the letters they receive.
Okay.
Not all of them,
There's-
you guys probably can tell, no, we aren't.
Well,
but
I have
they're
one I
not.
want to question.
Yep.
3464. Country
There's no
Walk.
one here left, right?
No.
Right. Can't talk about them unless they know we are.
Well, 3464 has had a violations through the past company. Part of it is there's a table in their yard, we had somebody else who had a table in their yard, and now we have, I mean, I feel like now because they had to move
Is it the
theirs.
concrete table?
The concrete table was gone, that was.
Yeah, she was fun, but we got that one.
But then the other one, 3464, I think they sent one for that, and that's still there. So I just didn't want to, I don't want somebody to come back and say, look, you made me move this one, and now we gotta,
Yeah, they've been, you know.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's been, okay. I just wanted to make sure, because when you get, you know, somebody that cured that one,
Well, I
then to
understand.
say that,
Yeah, and they have
Okay.
the right to do that.
right, yeah.
So, on that note, so there's a property on Country Manor that changed their roof without an ARB, and they haven't gotten a violation for not submitting an ARB, and they also have weeds in their lawn, and they haven't gotten,
How do you know they haven't?
because I checked the
Which one is
system, and they
this?
don't have a violation.
How, can he check the system?
I mean, yeah,
What's the street
probably.
number?
What's,
3447 Country Manor.
there was one that didn't check.
So the guy with the roof, if it's the same one, he said it was an insurance thing, and he didn't think he had to, is that guy? Opposed? That's okay. So why do we have to, is it an insurance claim?
There's somebody that called out.
We'll look into it. We don't, patience is checking it, but. Is that, there you go.
There was something, there was.
I think I sent you some emails back in February and March.
This was the one that they actually reached back out to.
We said it was an insurance claim, we didn't know we needed to. So do you want an after the fact ARB? It's done.
Well, I think he should, just because that way we know if it's if it's gonna be something else that he's not gonna.
There's also weeds on the
It's from
property.
the storm.
So October.
Yeah. Alright, that might be a tough one, but we'll work on it. It's got weeds in this yard, you make a notice.
So then the next thing was the Gavson, which we talked about, going to the lawyer instead of collection, then Purcor.
What's up with that? Oh, they hadn't increased
They
their
increased.
contract?
Well, and then we got the contract and we looked, or they've been increasing it every couple of years, but in the contract, the original contract with Aaron's, they never said they increased, it was gonna be
It's
an
not a
increase.
contractual increase?
No.
It doesn't say this like Spectrum does?
No.
Okay. And you didn't get notice?
Mm-mm.
All right, I'll work on
Well,
that.
Well,
So,
the
I'm
notice
sorry, go
is,
ahead.
it's been being, it has been taking a step up every couple of years
Without notice?
without notice, yeah.
Well,
But nobody noticed it.
when I got the invoice for them and I noticed that it was more than what our
Usual.
contract said, then I sent an email. I sent an email to them at the March 14th, and with regards to the,
Send an email to,
Purcor.
okay.
Let me
They
see.
respond?
They did, and, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get this.
Request that we send out notice to all accounts on such and such a date that we will be incurring a such and such an increase. Is it something along that line?
So,
Says,
She now wants it reversed.
who does?
That's the beginning.
Wait,
Then initial and send it back.
is that for 805? We can notarize it for you.
so I sent an email to them on the 14th, and they emailed back that it was part of their increase, and she sent me a screenshot of
So they did
of their
some-
increases throughout years. But our service contract does not have any stipulation.
Can you forward me that email? Kind of
So
price, well,
they
that could all be
had,
internal, right?
this could all be internal, exactly.
Purcor the one
So
that
I don't know,
just
I don't know if they,
Oh, my God. Yeah, Purcor.
As soon as they
It's,
send
we're
it.
not gonna be victorious in this.
well, we didn't go into this one by choice. They bought out the
Aaron's.
company Aaron
Errands.
did,
Okay,
right.
well, forward me that, and I'll see what I can do. We terminated them off of property easily, 18 months ago, and they continue to invoice. I mean, everybody in our company, including, receptionist, has told them it's just a nightmare.
Well, that's when we started having the increases, when they bought out,
Yeah, but they don't take no for an answer.
yeah.
Now, I checked all the other contracts, including yours, that's why I asked
Yeah,
you
to
for,
see if there's a
and to see if there was,
contractual
so
increase.
everybody else has
Yeah,
a
a
contractual
clause,
increase.
yeah.
This one doesn't, and I actually emailed them again today, just to make sure, because the contract that we have is from like 2019, just to make sure, from when it was Aaron, and just to make sure a previous board hadn't signed something new, and she sent me exactly the same contract from
Do you have
2019.
Aaron, the original Aaron
Yes.
one, and that doesn't have an increase either? I'll ask the attorney the same question about that also.
Okay. I will forward it to you.
Email violations and Purcor. Aaron, what are you laughing? You get my free up legal advice.
All right, so, new business. We got, who sent me, well, let's do lot 55, right? 55. I got a letter from BB who got something from Special Century, blah, blah, blah. This gentleman, we were gonna send this homeowner to get a lien and this and that. Research finds that, the owner didn't pay for November 2022 or December 22 special assessment of the 685. But his credit balance have applied to those, the credit balance should have been applied to those charges, which would have brought down the amount of the late fees and interest charges by Century. Because the late fees and interest charges were imposed, Century erroneously, those were sent because they didn't charge it in the right order.
They didn't credit
In
the
the-
old.
Yes. So, did owe, but then it came down, so,
So the $14 inflated to how much?
$390.
How did it turn from 14 to 400?
This has been going on since 2021.
But he only didn't pay for two?
I'm not sure. So anyway, BB suggested
Yes.
to offer the homeowner to reverse the fees and interest charged by Century, let them pay that, or that we would forgive that in exchange for the owner to pay for the NOLAs, the NOLA and the NOLA and the NOLA with the other one, the intent to lien
Yes,
fees.
it's on an email. In the amount of? Does it say on there?
She doesn't have it on there, but she told me at one point now, I don't know what number it is. But it would
We can
just be
get
that.
Yeah.
But, so I guess.
Because it was improperly accounted for to begin with, right?
Yes, so because it's been and it's been so long.
Yeah. And it's
That
just
that he
racking it up.
should, we will drop his fees, the late fees and so on, if he pays the fees that we had to incur
Right.
because it's been going
Because
on
of
so
that.
long. So is there any questions on that?
Objections?
Yeah,
Yeah, you did talk about that?
well,
Do you
I
have any
tried to
objection?
inform her on what it
Yeah, of
was,
course.
because,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, you don't
Right.
need
Yeah.
any more information?
do you need anything on
No,
that?
I don't.
So I guess I'd like this in the minutes,
Yes.
that, so do we vote on it, make a motion on it?
Yes.
Okay, so somebody want to make a motion on making that?
I'll make a motion.
You make a motion to forgive
Forgive this,
the
the
fees
fees.
if the homeowner pays the other NOLA and intent to lien fees.
Homeowner pays intent, ITL and a NOLA, okay. You have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Very good. Okay, that was easier.
All right, so then we have another one. 3440 and 3441 Gaveston. It's the same homeowner, owns both of them. Can you explain this better than me? She owns both homes, but one of the, Century, she tried to contact Century and blah, blah, blah. But at one point, it's like, the one home is paid dues and everything, and the other home is not.
So I think that this is the woman that was very, very detailed in her, she's been working with Donna in our office, if I'm not mistaken. Am I incorrect in assuming that they were attributing all her payments to the one home and going late on the other one?
I think so.
But she had a pretty good accounting of what was going on, so I think Donna came up with a resolution, did she not, for this one also,
I
or no?
don't think I have that.
You don't have that yet? Oh, you have it in front of you? What about, what, you're trying to tell me about her? Do I know her?
That's sort of,
Should I know that name?
no. Here's your two
Okay,
accounts.
so she's got, click on that right there. Swears house from Donna. Write off prior bill, $20. Made a credit card payment, just $305. So BB didn't offer you any settlement on this or
I didn't.
resolution? I swear Donna's working with her on this.
No, I did not work with anybody on this one. I think I just sent it to you.
Okay. Oh, we have a really detailed accounting from this lady, like an explanation. What is your thoughts, so I can bring it to accounting a little?
What does she owe?
Oh, sorry, she owes $305 on one and $85 on the other.
85 would be just the new assessment
Right.
then?
But the 305, click on that again, please, Patience. It's very, she just made a payment of $120. But you see that, that's all accrued interest, right? 685, 685.20, right?
First credit card, that's probably our current payment.
I mean,
She's set up for auto pay, so, I mean, she's not,
I only have the 2 emails that she had sent to Tiffany.
That's a starting.
you want to forward me those?
This one. Yeah.
Because 385, that's substantial.
I just sent them to you.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, it's on one email. That's the only thing I have on it.
okay.
But from reading it, it's like, well, you knew you had to pay that. I don't understand where the difference was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it says during the February meeting, it was approved to send it to Axela, but she didn't go?
No, because I did the same agreement.
They had, because they weren't, okay. So if we don't get a satisfactory response from Donna in our accounting department that she's talked to this lady and they're working on something, once you guys sign that agreement, do you want her to go to collection on that one property? It doesn't make any sense that she's paying one and not the other,
Yeah.
except for now that she's late on both, right? She's late on both.
Well,
Yeah.
that was-
What was your take on it? I sent it to you.
Oh, it's just
that one?
April, so
No, I
she's
sent it
not
to you a
really-
while ago.
She was there now.
I sent it on March 28th to you.
It doesn't make any sense if she has April 1st, she had a zero balance on one and a 345 on the
Yeah.
other. So we'll dig a little bit more, but
Yeah, that
I mean,
so that's not even accurate to send them both to collection, because she's only past due on one.
You sent it to me.
I'll send it to you.
You sent it to me.
Lose track.
And it's the only thing I
Right,
got
what is
on
it?
it.
What's the one she's late on? Patience. 34, 40, 41. All right, let's, if we may, do a little bit more research.
Okay.
And then if it's
I
not
just sent it to you
satisfactory, we'll just
again.
go ahead, once you guys sign that thing, we'll send her. But if something's fishy if she's paying one and not the other.
Well,
That's what
she's
I think.
enrolled automatically quarterly
Yeah.
on,
You think she would
But,
split
well,
it
this
to
was
something
from,
else?
Century,
Yeah,
so this is,
forwarded.
this is
Oh,
all I
okay.
got.
Oh, okay.
She,
All right,
she wrote this to Century,
It
that's
sounds-
all I
It
have.
sounds to me like they attributed it all to one and none to the other, and then they didn't adjust the accounting when they cleared the one, but I don't know.
I mean, if it's a mistake from, on
Yeah.
Century side, no, I don't want the woman
We
to
don't
go to
wanna compound
collection.
it, yeah.
right.
But,
We need some more time on this.
but I
one.
need to make sure that if one has a zero balance, and then it's,
You think it would
Yeah, the other one would have credit,
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
right. Yeah, can I have a little bit more time on this one? Okay, let me work on this. We'll have an answer this week for you though.
okay. You just don't know where to go. And then I did get an email from a homeowner, today. She asked, she backs up to Spring Oak and we got an empty lot on Spring Oak. And she says there's a humongous tree on the common area behind my house. I believe it was trimmed in 2015 or 2016, but is getting scary. See if you think you guys should have it trimmed or topped. If it's hanging on her property, then it's on her liability to trim it, right?
No, she's not her liability.
Or not
She-
liability,
She's
her
able to
responsible.
trim whatever is
Yeah.
hanging on her. What kind of, does she mention what kind of tree it
I
is?
think it's an oak tree.
So we need an arborist to look at it?
It's
We
a
need someone-
large oak tree.
Yeah. I mean, we can even have
No,
like
it's a
our tree guy,
humongous.
we can have a tree guy look at it and say, you know, we're not taking this thing down, but we can do something that it's not
Yeah.
looming, you know what I'm saying? But if she's got like some, she can cut off whatever's hanging over into her property.
Yeah,
She can't remove it, 'cause it's
Yeah.
not on her
well,
property.
I think she knows that.
Yeah. The problem is in the state of Florida where the top end lands is who's responsible, right? So if it comes down, she's effectively put you on notice now, so now
Yeah.
we're responsible for it. So if it does any damage to her property, we'll have to pay for it.
And I know
Oh,
it
but
has,
she's put us on notice, but that's if the tree's diseased.
No, she's saying, this tree's looking like it's leaning towards my property, you know, it's scaring me. That's all she needs to do to put you on notice. Do you see what I'm saying? Like for another storm that comes
Yeah.
along. But if you want, we can have somebody, we can call Brandy, have somebody take a look at it. What's her address?
it's her address.
It's behind her house?
Yeah.
Barb's address.
You have her name?
I got you.
Bob Welling, W-E-L-L-E-N.
Weller?
Well,
Welling, W-E-L-L-E-N.
Yeah, all right. I'll send my tree guy over there because he's give us an opinion.
Yeah. So it's on Spring, but it's not her house.
It's behind
It's
her.
behind it. It's on Spring Oak. It's the vacant lot on Spring
Their
Oak.
vacant lot behind her.
We have one building lot left.
Well, they'll find it.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll find it. If it's looming, you
Yeah.
know. It should be
It's the only tree
obvious.
on that lot.
Should be obvious.
So if they go down Spring Oak, there's gonna be a vacant lot. It's right there.
Okay.
So that's it. Anybody have homeowner?
Any homeowner comments?
Any other board comments?
the minutes, are they placed on the website, the ones they're
They're
approved? When are they gonna be?
Supposed to do 'em.
Oh.
We approved the minutes last meeting and failed to send the minutes this meeting. You guys are really frequent, you know, it's not like it's quarterly, you know what I'm saying, so.
Yeah, I know.
This will not be the first time that we don't get the minutes yet, I'm telling you that right now. Between this and last meeting, we've
Yeah.
probably been to 25 meetings, so we
Yeah.
have minutes like this to do.
I just wanted to double check, because I was looking, it's like, well, where are the minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
But we will eventually get there.
Oh.
Does she have to sign them or no, or do they get,
We sent them to you, well, you approved the last ones, right? We sent them
We
ahead of time.
approved it, yeah.
some signatures not required?
Just motioned into acceptance, you know.
So is this, BB sent this, I just looked, so is this that we need to sign?
That is,
Probably,
yes,
okay.
yes.
So,
Right.
you, did you?
Yeah, no.
did
Should
you
I
get-
have gotten it too?
No, you did not.
No.
So
Should
does-
she have gotten it?
I don't know. Does she need to? Did you open it up and see who
I
has
have
to
not,
sign it?
no, we were in the middle of this.
You know, I don't know. You two are the two signers, right?
Yeah.
So that's probably why, because they're the invoice signers. Otherwise, it would have gone to the whole board.
Right. Works for me.
Phoebe rarely sends to an entire board.
She has she has a spot for 2 signatures.
She's
Yeah.
doing minutes right now.
Okay. I guess you're not signing it.
You can take my place. You can sign.
No, I deflect to you.
But is that,
There's gotta be someone. Sorry.
is that the
I'm playing
agreement
impatience.
from, is that the, this is just this is not from, it's not for the collection company though,
What is it?
right?
What does it say?
What is it?
Oh,
It's collection
service
services
agreement, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I saw Schwartz and I was thinking.
Yeah, I
it's
think
not-
it's some other name they go by.
Like
Yeah.
Valkyrie
Okay.
Schwartz or something.
All right, so I'll just print it off, scan it, and send it back to her. Do that later.
Oh, I have another question.
Yes.
I could
Oh,
do this.
I'm sorry, meeting adjourned.
Mondays kill me, but go ahead.
So there's violations throughout the property, throughout the subdivision that we've grandfathered in.
Let's send them a letter. All right, I'm just kidding.
That we've grandfathered in. Like say, the HOA, the board, throughout the years have grandfathered in. So for example, let's say chain link fences. The documents don't allow chain link fences, chain link
What they
fences
done
got
there?
through, they were grandfathered. Is it legal or doable for the board to say, okay, you're grandfathered in, but the day the property gets sold, you have to fall under the rules?
So there's literally like a 7-year rule for failure to enforce. So if you've allowed something to be there for 7 years, you can't all of a sudden say, okay, now your chain link fence goes away. But when it goes to close, you can, but you need to notice them first. Say, you know, we are aware of your chain link fence, however, it does go against our covenants. At this time, we're not gonna make you change it, but we're gonna put a violation on the, against the property, so at time of sale, it needs to be.
So even though it's been over the 7 years, you can still do it at closing or at sale?
So like, you know, it's often, if you have a rogue board, and you're constantly like just deny, or whatever, to let something go through that shouldn't go through, which is a better example of that. You can put it in that homeowner's file, and then that's how it's satisfied when they go to sell it. You know, the new board and the new owner is like saddled with it because somebody decided it would be okay to leave it. So that owner might not be happy about that, you can say, hey, just because it was failed to be enforced.
All right, so if the homeowner put it in, the house been sold, and now they're selling it again, so now you're gonna be on the third.
Now you got a problem.
Okay,
Now you have a problem.
okay,
Yeah, they purchased it that way.
yeah.
That's a whole different story. Thought you meant like the original owner.
I don't know,
back then
I
you didn't have covenants, so, yeah. Now you have.
Well, it would have to be researched, see if this house ever got sold or.
Well, I know it did. Well, I know the one house, I know the one person.
Oh, but in general, there's more
Is
than
it,
one.
Yeah,
is it
but I know one.
substantial fence or is it smaller area? And is it,
It's a backyard.
so.
Well, I don't know, I don't know if this is I just know, I was approached because the fence was denied. I don't know if this is what you're talking about.
Oh, no, I'm
I
talking
was
in
den-
general.
Well, the fence came to the board, the board denied it. I think Rocky was president at the time.
They said
And,
that they've got one, right? They've
Well,
got
no,
one.
he wanted to replace it, and it was denied, because he had a chain link, he wanted to replace it, and they said, no, because
Perfect.
they're not
It's not within our guidelines.
docks. So the gentleman lives on my street, he won't talk to me because he said it was my fault, but
Right.
whatever. So, but he had bought the house with the chain link
With
fence
the
there.
chain link
Yeah,
fence,
yeah. So then you can't do it then.
Just thought I'd ask.
The board, you know, you have the right to change the guidelines for art, right? So, then, you know. Are we
Well,
good?
it was in the original ones that you can't have a chain link.
Cannot. Then we fine, you can enforce that.
Even if it's been sold a couple of times.
Well, we did not allow him to replace it.
Yeah. So why would you allow, and I don't think,
He could replace with on a different type of fence, but he didn't want to. He wanted.
I don't
the
think
chain
you
link.
can insist that it be taken down. You can't hold up a sale, but you can prevent it being replaced with the same thing.
Yeah.
I guess.
I just figured I'd ask since you were
I'll
gonna
ask.
ask.
I'll be happy to ask.
You know, about the letter.
It's That's a question. But it's in the original docs that chain links were not allowed. Correct.
Gaming fine.
So, I don't know.
Oh,
We gotta make a motion
I'll
to
make the motion to adjourn.
adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.